Hi, I don't even know where to begin. Today my heart has been so heavy. I've been sitting here and I've been thinking about some things, and God has been dealing with me on some things about how He's disappointed in His people. I mean, we say we love Him, we say we love one another, but it's not showing up in our actions. The way we are treating people, the way we are talking about one another, tearing one another down instead of building one another up. His church folk have been hurting people to the point to where they want to leave the church, leave God's church. I mean, we have got to get this love thing right, and it's an urgency for it. I just feel like God is tugging at us. It's time to stop playing. It's time to get this love walk right. It's time to stop talking and start doing. It's time to start seeking Him like never before. It's time for us to lay down everything that we have against somebody else, that we've been holding against someone in our heart. In our hearts, go to them, get it straight, get it worked out. Don't allow the enemy to use you like that. Don't allow the enemy any room to come into your life, because when we do those things, we leave the door open for him, and God is not pleased with it. It's time for us to raise up as Christians, to rise up and to start doing the things that He's called us to do. And I thank God. I'm sitting out here on my front porch right now, and it's thundering and it's cloudy out here, and I just feel like it's just so fitting. The mood is so fitting for how I'm feeling right now in my spirit, because we do these things. We say we are Christians. That means we are Christ-like. Christ loved. Christ did not hate. Christ built up. He didn't come to tear down. He came to save that which was lost. But all we want to do is kick one another. And when I say this, when I say we, I'm talking to myself too. I've been guilty. I've said things I've had no business saying. I have held things against people in my heart that I thought I had let go, but I really hadn't. When I tell you that God, this past week I have been going to revivals, and my soul has been so revived, because that every word that I heard was indeed for me. It was for Keisha. It was for me, and I take it personal. I take it to heart, and I hear God, and I'm going to do better. Sometimes we can sit up here and we get so complacent. We can get so complacent. Yes, we do. We get so comfortable in the spot that we are, to where we stop growing. We stop even seeking growth. But we have got to stay on this journey. We never stop growing. Just like the Bible tells us, never stop seeking, never stop praying. We got to continue this pursuit of God, because we haven't arrived. And if we want to arrive, we have got to stay on this path that leads us to salvation, that leads us to heaven, because in the end, that's where we're all trying to go. And it's going to be a very, very, excuse me, I'm trying my best not to cry. It's going to be a very, very, very sad day when God comes back. And some of us that have been in church our whole entire lives are not ready, because we're not growing. We're no better than when we first started out. And some of us gonna get left behind. But I declare it shall not be me. I hear exactly what He's saying. And warning comes before destruction. So this may be for somebody else too, but we have got to do better. We have got to do better. God is not pleased with us. God is not pleased treating people differently, treating some better than we treat others. God is not pleased with it. We always say have the little saying, we always talking about somebody being petty. Well, we be too petty. Church folks are being too petty. We nitpick at everybody else about their shortcomings when we ourselves are far from perfect. We are not perfect. That Pastor Byron Jackson said that last night. We are not perfect. But some of us try to act like we are. We do act like we've never done anything. We do act like we're Like we never do any wrong. And we do. We all sin daily. It's time for us to do better. As the body of Christ, as the world, look at the world. The world is in complete and utter chaos. There is so much going on right now. It is ridiculous. 2 Timothy 3rd chapter, if you read it, all of those things are going on in the world right now. And if you don't think God is soon to come back, you're crazy. Or lying to yourself. I don't know what it is with us church folk, but we got to do better. We're supposed to be influencing the world, but instead the world is influencing us. When God comes back, I don't want to have to stand before him and say, well, God, I know I didn't do this, and I know I was guilty of this, but oh my God, last night Pastor BJ said, we're always hollering, God knows my heart. Yes, he does know our heart. But that's the thing. Some of us don't even know our own hearts. We won't even admit to ourselves that we do wrong. We won't admit to ourselves that we're not right. I stand completely unashamed to say that I am not perfect, that I have sinned, that I have been guilty of a lot of the very things that I've been on this video talking about. But this is the thing. I'm doing better. I'm doing better for my soul's sake, for salvation's sake, because I don't want to get left behind. I don't want to go to hell. Who wants to go to hell? Hell was not created for us. He created heaven for us. And I tell you what, I'm going to get my reward. It's going to be a long journey. I'm not saying I won't fall short. I'm not saying I won't stumble sometimes. But I thank God that because I'm going to be walking with him, I have all the tools that I need to get back up again. Because everything that we ever needed, God has already placed on the inside of us. And if you need instruction, it's all found in his word. We just got to do better. It's time. We just got to do better. All of us. And do better for our children. Let them see us. I talk to my kids about praying. And I talk to them about having their own personal relationship with God. My kids have seen me pray. We've prayed together. And that's a question all of us need to answer. What do our kids see us doing? What do they hear us saying? Are we being the best examples? Are you a parent that's going to have to stand before God and he asks you, why didn't you teach your child about me? Why didn't you raise them the way I told you to? How many of us will be guilty of not training up our children in the way that they should go, like his word told us to do? How many of us? How many of us are going to get left behind? Because I really feel like we have been and we are so nonchalant about the fact that he is indeed coming back. And we got to be ready. And if we're not ready, we're going to get left behind. I don't want to see my loved ones get left behind. I don't want to get left behind. I don't want to see my friends. I don't want to see anyone get left behind. Nobody. Who wants to see? I'm a very tender-hearted and compassionate person. And I can't stand to see people hurt now when they have things on the news, or you just hear about things where people are getting hurt, people have lost loved ones. That hurts me. It really hurts me to my core. How much more will it hurt for us to get left behind? To be turned around at those pearly gates? To hear him say, depart from me, for I know you not. We have got to get this love thing right. We got to stop saying we're Christians, and we got to start acting like Christians. We got to walk in love. We got to do all the things he told us to do. Because he is soon to come back and crack that sky. And I pray that we're all ready when he comes. I don't want to see anyone get left behind. Anyone. And anyway, to anybody who may be watching this, if I've ever done or said anything to you to hurt you, I'm asking for forgiveness. Whether I know about it or not, I'm asking for forgiveness. Because I can honestly say I don't hold anything against anyone in my heart. I really and truly don't. And I know that's some growth for me, because I haven't always been able to say that, because there are times when I have held things against people that I even thought myself, I truly thought I had let go, but I found out that I hadn't. So we have to learn how to turn things over to God and leave it in His hands, because He can handle things way better than we can. Some of these things we're not equipped to handle, because God didn't mean for us to try to handle them. We're supposed to turn them over to Him and let Him have the situation. Let Him handle it. We got to stop trying to take things out of God's hand and put them in our own. That's where we messed up at. It's time to get back to basics. It's time for us to get right, because He's soon to come back.